Hey, welcome back to Pororo Invest. Quick question before we start. If someone handed you $10,000 right now, what would you do with it? New phone, a vacation, pay off a card, or would you actually invest it? Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people in their 20s would spend it, and that single decision, multiplied across hundreds of smaller choices over a decade, is exactly what separates people who build wealth in their 30s and 40s. From people who spend their entire lives wondering where all the money went. Today, we're talking about the biggest financial mistake people make in their 20s, and more importantly, exactly how to fix it. Let me tell you about two people, both 22 years old, both earning the same salary. Marcus gets his first real paycheck. He upgrades his apartment, buys a new car on finance, picks up the latest phone, starts eating out every day. He feels like he's finally living. His friend Priya does something different. She keeps her old apartment for one more year. She drives the same car, and she quietly moves $300 a month into a low-cost index fund. It doesn't feel exciting. It barely feels like anything. Fast forward to age 35. Marcus is earning more, but he's stressed, in debt, with almost nothing saved. Priya has a portfolio worth over $70,000, and it's growing every single month without her doing a thing. Same starting point. Completely different financial lives. The difference wasn't income. It was one decision, made repeatedly, quietly, for 13 years. Here's the data behind that story. A 2023 survey by Bankrate found that only 45% of Americans in their 20s are actively contributing to any form of retirement or investment account. That means more than half of people in their 20s are letting the most powerful financial decade of their lives pass by unused. And the reason isn't laziness. The reason is a set of deeply ingrained beliefs that feel completely logical, but are quietly costing people hundreds of thousands of dollars. So what is the biggest mistake? It's not overspending on avocado toast. It's not buying too many coffees. Those are symptoms, not the disease. The real mistake is this: waiting until you feel financially ready to start investing. I'll start when I pay off my student loans. I'll start when I get a raise. I'll start when I have more stability. These sentences sound responsible. They sound logical. But every month you say them is a month of compound interest you can never get back. Here is the single most important financial concept you need to understand in your 20s. Time in the market always beats timing the market. Let me show you exactly what I mean. If you invest just $200 a month starting at age 22 at an average 8% annual return, by age 62, you will have approximately $702,000, $702,000 from $200 a month. Now here's where it gets painful. If you wait until age 30 to start the same investment, same $200 a month, same 8% return, you end up with just $349,000 by age 62. You waited 8 years. It cost you $353,000, more than half your final wealth, gone. Not because you invested less money, but because you gave compound interest 8 fewer years to work. And this is why your 20s are the most valuable financial decade of your life. Not because you earn the most, not because you have the most stability, but because you have the one thing that no amount of money can buy later on: time. A dollar invested at 22 is worth dramatically more than a dollar invested at 32. The math is ruthless. It doesn't negotiate, and it doesn't care about your reasons for waiting. So if the math is this clear, why do so many people still wait? Because of 3 mental traps that feel completely rational from the inside. Trap 1, the I'll start when mindset. When I have more money. When the market calms down. When things are less uncertain. Here's the reality. There will always be a reason to wait. There will always be uncertainty. There will always be debt. There will always be something. Wealthy people don't wait for perfect conditions. They start with imperfect conditions and improve as they go. Trap 2, lifestyle inflation. Your income in your 20s grows. You get raises, better jobs, side income, and with every increase, your spending automatically adjusts upward to match. New car, bigger apartment, better restaurants, nicer clothes. By the time you're 29, you're earning twice what you made at 22 and somehow saving exactly the same amount, which is nothing. The wealthy version of your 20s looks like this. Every time your income goes up, your lifestyle stays the same for 6 more months, and the difference goes directly into investments. That gap between what you earn and what you spend is where wealth is actually built. Trap 3. The wrong definition of risk. Most people in their 20s think investing is risky, but here's what nobody talks about. Not investing is also a risk. It's the risk of inflation silently eroding your purchasing power every year. It's the risk of arriving at 45 with nothing invested and 20 years of lost compound growth. It's the risk of being financially dependent at an age when you should be financially free. The stock market goes up and down. Yes, but over every single 20-year period in recorded U.S. market history, a diversified portfolio has delivered positive returns. The real risk is not being in the market at all. Okay, enough diagnosis. Let's talk about what you actually do. Step 1. Start before you're ready. I'm not joking. Start this week. Open a brokerage account. Fidelity, Schwab, Vanguard, whatever is available in your country. Set up an automatic monthly transfer of whatever you can afford. Even $50, even $30. The number is less important than the habit, because once the habit is built, you scale it as your income grows. But you cannot scale a habit you haven't started. Step 2. Invest in simple, low-cost index funds. You do not need to pick stocks. You do not need to follow the market every day. A simple S&P 500 index fund or a total world market ETF gives you instant diversification across hundreds of companies for a fee of as little as 0.03% per year. That's 3 cents on every $100. And historically, these simple, boring index funds have outperformed over 90% of actively managed funds over 15-year periods. Simple, boring, incredibly effective. Step 3. Automate everything. The biggest enemy of investing in your 20s isn't the market, it's yourself. It's the version of you that sees $300 sitting in your account and thinks I'll invest it next week, and then doesn't. Automation removes that decision entirely. Set up a transfer on the same day as your paycheck, before the money touches your spending account, before you even know it was there. Out of sight, out of mind, into your future. Step 4. Deal with debt strategically, not emotionally. Student loans and investing are not mutually exclusive. Here's the rule of thumb. If your debt interest rate is above 7%, prioritize paying it down first. If it's below 7%, make minimum payments and invest the rest. Because historically, a diversified portfolio earns around 7 to 10% annually. If your debt costs less than what your investments can earn, mathematically, you should be investing while managing that debt, not waiting until every dollar is paid off. Emotional debt payoff feels satisfying. Mathematical debt management actually builds wealth. Here's the mindset shift I want you to leave with today. Stop thinking of investing as something you do when you have extra money. Start thinking of it as a non-negotiable monthly expense. The same way your rent is non-negotiable. The same way your groceries are non-negotiable. Your future self's financial security is non-negotiable. Pay yourself first, every single month, before lifestyle, before entertainment, before anything else. Your 20s will be over faster than you think. Marcus and Priya both started at the same place. The only difference was what Priya decided to make non-negotiable. And 10 years later, the numbers speak for themselves. You have the same choice in front of you right now. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is today. If you're in your 20s watching this, you have an incredible advantage right now. You have time. And time is the one thing money can never buy back. Use it. Drop a comment below. Are you already investing? Just getting started? Still figuring it out? I read every single comment, and I genuinely want to know. If this video helped you, share it with one person in their 20s who needs to hear it. Subscribe for a new video every week. Smart money for every level. This is Pororo Invest. See you in the next one.